I'll go up to the rooftop. The weather is getting worse and worse.
Perfect.
I signed up to do it all season. At some point, I'm going to be blown right off that roof, I'm telling you. But the dance card today is some old friends, some familiar friends, and maybe even a friend or two from last night's games.
Kyle, a couple weeks ago, when you were first on the Angry Terrace, I talked to my mom after the show, who watches, very dedicated viewer, and she was like, I'm worried about Kyle. You know, what's he going to do into November and December? And I'm like, Mom, that's the point of doing it on the Angry Terrace. And she goes, why didn't I think of that? That's classic Kyle. So there it is. We're just waiting for that weather to hit, and the precipitation is wildly anticipated for Angry Runs.
Yes. My mom just says, do you really need to do all that screaming? We all have our own moms have our own opinions. All right, you know what we were screaming last night, though? Detroit, Michigan. Yeah. They packed that place. The place was jumping, and they had a very good Tampa Bay Buccaneers team in the house. First of all, good news for the Bucs to start the game. Mike Evans is back. We love it.
Mama, there go that man again.
Now, Jared Goff almost never loses back-to-back games with Detroit. And Amon-Ra St. Brown has a lot of touchdowns this year. He looks fantastic. He goes against the rookie corner, Jacob Parrish. Flies over him.
Gotcha.
I've done the research with him.
Oh, no!
All right, and this just absolutely sucks. Mike Evans goes down and stays down. He has a broken clavicle. We're going to have more details on that later.
And a concussion, too, they said, right? Yeah.
One of the most well-liked, respected players in the league. I think he's the greatest Buccaneer of all time. I hate that he's back on the card. Just sucks. More information on it coming soon. Baker Mayfield. Oh! The highlight for the night for Tez Johnson. Watch this. Wow. Oh, that's the best play of the night for Tampa. Not a good thing, but really, really cool play. Scored last week, scores this week. He's 165 pounds, Willie.
Man, soaking wet, though.
Bam. Super fast. Listen, they've been down, and Evans goes down. They needed a game from Tez, but then this guy's just like, get out of my... Here's your spin.
I do what I do.
This was the best player in the building last night, guys. Jahmyr Gibbs was insane. Fourth quarter now.
Baker's gotta have it.
This is Baker time. Less than 5 to play, down 15 points. He throws it to the end zone. Oh, no! Tried to get Ibuka back there. You know, Baker was just a little short or a little high, kind of all night. It wasn't his kind of night, and the Detroit defense was really, really gritty, tough, almost heroic considering how many people were down for them. And then on a 4th and 8, just doesn't have it. 9 points for Tampa.
The Lions pass rush got after him all night, man. He seemed like he was pressing. Everything seemed fast, seemed sped up. It was a tough day for Baker Mayfield.
Look at Gibbs doing a selfie with the woman in the stands. 24-9, Tampa scores 9 points. Credit that Detroit defense. They were a much better team last night. Let's hear from our guy, Dan Campbell, and let's hear about from a very frustrated Baker Mayfield, and very candid as well.
Focus on the moment you're in. Like, hey, man, you got this, we're going to clean it up, and you're about to get 5 days off, you know? So give us all you got. It's a little bit of R&R, you know, clear the mind, let the body heal a little bit, and get right for now, the last push, man. The big push will be here. You know, we get the division opponents. We got 10 till we hit the playoffs, and it's on. So it's good.
Still pretty damn confused about the double review. A lot of things in that game that a little questionable, but a lot of frustration at the end of that. It might be displaced onto John Hussey in the moment, but I work off and I put a lot into this game, so when things that I don't seem are deemed fair, I'm going to let somebody know, and that's good, bad, and different.
That's a take. That's a stance for Baker to full name the head official from the game. It just wasn't a great night for the Buccaneers all around on Monday Night Football. Manti, really cool in terms of Dan Campbell saying you got to get right. The Lions are really good recently after losses. That's their 12th straight win after they suffer a loss, which they did last week, and boy, did they ever get right.
Yeah, that's coaching, right? That's what coaching does. That's what Dan Campbell does. Somebody like that who stands in front of your room and commands the respect of men. That's what that happens. Now, I'll start by saying this. Prayers up to Mike Evans. You know, to KB's point, you never want to see somebody go down like that, let alone one of the best representatives of the Shield in Mike Evans, not only one of the best players on the football field, but does so much for his community off of it. Secondly, Jahmyr Gibbs, he's good. That boy good. Like, that boy fast. He's good. Now, third, let me get to my point. The thing I love about the Detroit Lions is they make plays like this with some of their key players. Penei Sewell, I don't know if you saw this play, but Penei Sewell just clubs a defender, then runs like down the field and tries to make a block. No, he doesn't make the block, and Jahmyr Gibbs looks at him like today. That's what I love about this team. But then again, you see players like Amon St. Brown, I don't know if you saw that one where they ran that option.
Yeah.
The play was, so this is what I love about the Detroit Lions. Not only those sick black uniforms that they're wearing, but the way that they play, how explosive they are, but how they play for each other, Willie.
Yeah, Baker and the night he had, being sacked 4 times. They only averaged 41 yards rushing. They averaged 3.8 on the ground. This was a tough day for the Bucs, and I think it's solely because with the Lions defense and how they wanted to play. They wanted to make it a nightmare for Baker Mayfield. The Bucs right now, especially Baker Mayfield, when you watch this game, he looks sped up. It looked like his process was forced. It looked like he couldn't really see what he wanted to see. They shut down. They pretty much nuked all the vertical threats, especially after Mike Evans went down. They wanted explosive plays. None of that came into fruition. And so you saw this Bucs outfit really scrambling to find answers, and they never got them. I thought Baker right now, you know, you can talk about him having an MVP-type year. I thought this game hampered it. I think this tempered flames because he didn't play as well as we thought he expected to play. And if you talk about what the Bucs need to do moving forward, man, they got to find some answers on the ground. Not being able to run the ball really suppressed this offense. It's a strength of playbook. And it's a tough night for Baker Mayfield and the Bucs, man. But I tell you one thing. I've been in part of losses like this, Kyle, man, and you learn from it. I remember back in 2008 during my Super Bowl year, we played the Philadelphia Eagles in Philly. We gave up 9 sacks that game. The next week, we had to go play the Baltimore Ravens, and the only thing we did was dig deeper, understand details, and play harder, man. We was able to win and go on and win the Super Bowl. So the Bucs to learn from this, but they can't soak. They got to be able to move on and take their wounds.
They sacked Ben 9 times.
9 times in Philly. That was rough.
Yep. We got to hear about that one on the pod, Ben. I want to hear the recap of that.
It wasn't
hard,
good,
bro. I'm sitting here laughing. Willie's about to slap me. It was a long time ago. Possible, likely playoff matchup in this game. Look at the records. They're 5-2, 5-2. Detroit was far better last night. I think we're going to see this game again. Tampa, their only loss this year, really, it's to Philadelphia, and it's by 6 points. This one, they got thumped. Not a good night from across the board. Baker didn't look himself. You get Mike Evans back, you lose Mike Evans. Everybody's hurt. They don't get the calls. It's just, Bucky Irvin was a huge part of this team last year. He was a very big part of this game. He's out. Godwin, Evans, et cetera, et cetera. And yet, you know what? Can you imagine being a Detroit Lion or a Lions fan hearing somebody complaining about the Buccaneers' injuries this morning? Detroit decimated as well. They got all these guys in the secondary out, and they hold Tampa to nothing. This is the varsity playing with the freshman team. Like, when you watch him, you're like, why is that guy so much better than everyone else out there? There's like 10 guys in the league, when you watch them, they just pop the second they get the ball. And he looks like he's just running around having fun. He is truly entering his prime now as still a young running back. I mean, I'm old enough to remember when Detroit drafted him really early, and everyone's like, what? A running back? You don't draft running backs that high? He's one of the best players in the league. I mean, it's good, huh? The Chiefs stumped this team. The Chiefs they got beaten pretty soundly by Kansas City, and just welcome back, guys. They keep getting away with it. Kansas City is fantastic. One of my takeaways from watching the Lions, man, the Chiefs are good.
Oh, KB, bringing the Chiefs into the conversation. I love that, KB. I want to follow up with one thing that you said about the injuries, right? The injuries on the Lions. Like, that's a secondary that they forced turnovers all game long. But there was no Brian Branch. There was no Kirby Joseph. There was no Terrion Arnold. Guys, Nick White...
Kind of like Lions Bucks, as to your point, could be a teaser to what comes in January. It's what we saw for the past couple of Januaries. What do you make of Bucks, Lions, and just the personalities of these cities, these franchises, and what we might see to come with the talent on the rosters?
I like it. You got 2 #1 overall picks, a quarterback, 2 guys who know each other really well, and Baker and Goff. They're both in the Pro Bowl down in Orlando each and every year. And then you got Campbell, who does his thing, and Bowles, who's much more soft-spoken. My first reaction after the game was he was so one-sided, and it was really Detroit's night. And yet I really do think I'm going to see these 2 teams in the playoffs. These guys both have the makeup of... They're going to have a role in the end. I don't know if they're going to be hosting or traveling or wherever, but this is not the last time we're seeing these 2 teams. And I hope